All right, off we go. Let's see. Last time, we had just gotten this station, or we had gotten this station mostly operational. It has enough storage space to be useful. Raiders are bringing goods in, and it was time to actually start building the industry itself. And somewhere around here, we have the construction ships to do it. I don't think I have. Yes, I did have a station planned out. Okay, this was the one that was going to be producing the hull plates in vast quantities. Okay. I don't believe. Hmm. Okay. So I think I have some acclimators. We better check to make sure. I think I have acclimators hauling the main goods. Buy module prefabs on this one. That one's the one that's parked here in system, and the big bastard is hauling durasteel plate. Okay. Which means that that will eventually stop working when this factory comes online. But we do have all the main stuff being hauled in. I think we have the... Oh, the Gazanti here is hauling, yeah, energy cells. Okay. So the BFF and this other unnamed acclimator are available to do stuff. Okay. Let's go drop a couple more satellites with the Customs Corvette. Fill in some of these gaps. And I think I am going to get started by going to go get some ore thingies. Ore detectors, whatever they're called. The closest place is right over there. This will give some time for some stuff to happen. Ships to arrive, things to get hauled. It's going to take a very long time indeed to get all this stuff built. Resource probes.
Jump completed. Necropolis.
I really need to move that station. Probably
Docking
remove
granted.
that station, honestly.
Docking aborted.
Anyway, I need the resource probe thingies, whatever they're called. The name has not changed from vanilla. I can just never remember what the name is. Basically, this is resource satellites. It's probably what they should be called. For that matter, I still call durasteel plates hull plates, so... Anyway, hello Sealith, welcome here.
Jump completed. Jakku.
You were just placing some. I'm not sure if the AI actually needs them, because they always seem to mine fine without them, for me. But they do seem to prefer to mine in coverage, so maybe they use them somehow. I think it's supposed to increase or speed up mining. It's quite possible that's the case. In any case, I'm just going to scatter some around, hope for the best. Worst case, it does nothing. Best case, it's useful.
Jump completed. Rakata Prime.
Awaiting
Anyway.
orders.
I might have some satellites on here, in which case I'll just sell them and buy probes. But anyway. I kind of wish the Empire had a...
Docking
Whoa.
granted.
honk. I kind of wish the Empire had a shipyard out this way. Alas, they do not. Okay. I apparently do not have satellites on. Okay, that's fine. Resource probes, we'll just buy 5 of them. That's plenty. Costs less than a single satellite. Admittedly, they're a lot less useful than a single satellite, but still. In this game, 24,000 credits is basically 0. Okay, so I think our exit is right over here somewhere.
TIE fighter.
Well. Set guidance. Yep, it was right in front of us. Just out of view. Yeah, it confuses you sometimes, like this low, medium Talati fighter trying to take on Paranid equipment dock. Yeah. It's not the best AI in the world, but... oh well. X4 is far from a perfect game, but...
Jump completed.
it is the
Jakku.
only thing of its kind, really, so I can forgive a lot. Well, the only thing of its kind except X3. Maybe X2. I've never played X2 or X1, though, so I can't say for sure about those. Although I understand they're basically the same thing, just not as refined. Anyway. There's our Gazanti, transporting energy cells.
Gozenti transport.
Looks like it's headed out, no, headed in, full. We're just twice as fast as it is, so we can pass it like it's sitting still. I'd like to see more games in this genre,
Jump completed. Necropolis.
but I highly doubt it'll ever happen. Even just space shooters is hard to get more games, much less something as oddball extension as this one is. Anyway, I'm glad we're not building this system. This red background would be disqualifying. This is a much more friendly space.
Jump completed. Etrizia.
Okay, so now the next step is to figure out where exactly I want to place these things. Let's place the first one right where we're at. I think will actually be a good bet for baseline. Okay. So this covers all the way to the research facility. So if I put another one there, that should give us coverage. Then we put another one out here, another one over here. That'll give us coverage of the entire inner system. In theory.
Autopilot. Engaged.
Which I don't want autopilot to be engaged.
Disengaged. Empty space.
This isn't a precision placement after all. I just need to be vaguely in the right spot. Also, I need to go stop and talk to the Imperial advisor and get the, or not advisor, whatever you want to call him, representative, and get a hold of a, get a hold of an Imperial admin center. Because having that random non-Imperial admin center is a, an insult to the Empire. Here, if I turn the other one on, does it show? No. Okay, there's satellite coverage, which isn't perfect. What I'd like is coverage of the other stuff, but that apparently isn't an option. Okay.
Empty space.
Alright, onward. Hopefully don't run into a rock. Because if we run into a rock, I won't be able to blame it on the autopilot. Okay. Go ahead and drop a probe. Come on, let me highlight the damn probe. Oops. That's not quite centered, but that's fine. Good enough. After all, we don't necessarily want miners mining right around this facility. And as for the fifth probe, I don't know. I have to think about it.
Empty space.
Okay. I swear the one that's in vanilla is damaged. That one's a perfect ring. No breaks. And of course no rock either. I don't know if the unbroken one shows up somewhere or if it's just... Okay. That looks like pretty reasonable coverage. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Rhodium, ore, silicon, methane, ice, Tabana, helium. You've got everything here. Wait, I thought this place didn't have Tabana. Information. Boom. No? Okay. Yeah, we've got all the good stuff here, I guess. I don't think we need to import anything. Coverage is pretty good. I might want to move this one up a little bit if I was trying for perfect coverage, but I don't care that much, so. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do with this last probe. 4 of them is enough. I could drop it like way out here somewhere, or put it in between one of the gaps, or who knows what. Put it there, maybe? That looks about right. Might as well use it because I got it.
Empty space.
No point in keeping it hanging around. There's a rock. See, autopilot? That wasn't that hard. Anyway. I had a wonderful morning this morning. I got home very, very early in the morning indeed. AKA just after midnight, and we just flew through our spot. Yeah, this is still fine. Anyway, I opened my car door, and lo and behold, something grabbed a hold of my leg. Like, giant blanket bear hug kind of grab a hold of your leg, not just something has a hold of it with their mouth. Which, considering that it was very dark, and I was absolutely not expecting something to grab a hold of my leg.
Trading station.
Well, it led to a great deal of momentary excitement, shall we say. I may have referred to whatever it was as a very close relative of a female canine before realizing that that was exactly what it was. It was a very fuzzy, kind of cute, and pitch black collie puppy. And it decided that it was going to greet me by enveloping my leg in itself somehow. I don't know. I just kind of jumped on and was like, "Wee, nice to see you. So glad you're here. Everybody else went to bed. Can you pet me?" I was like, "Damn dog, get out my leg. You scared the shit out of me." Anyway.
Docking granted. Docking aborted. Docking granted. Docking aborted.
So then, some hours later, I wake up, and the heater is repeatedly trying to ignite without any success, because the apparently the propane ran out overnight. Fun. So as you may imagine, that served as a strong incentive to get out of bed right then and not delay, because it was still warm in the house, and it was not going to be warm for much longer. So I actually got out of bed early today instead of turning back over and sleeping for another couple hours, which is both good and bad. Good in that, I got an early start to my day, and bad in that I now feel a little tired. But anyway, go electric, not a problem. Yeah, electric is more expensive though. Well, probably not more expensive than propane, but I don't know. Depends on how you buy your propane, I guess. But anyway, so then I go out and get in my car. And it's like, oh crap, the windshield's all iced up. Okay, well, grab the scraper, go outside, start scraping off the windshield. And it's like, oh, what a marvelous thing to discover. The ice is on the inside as well. What fun. So it's like, well, screw this. We'll just turn the defroster on and wait for it to clear on its own. I'm not going to try to scrape the inside of my windshield. That's going to end in disaster. I'll just get ice everywhere and it won't get clean anyway because the curve is wrong for the scraper. Anyway. But thankfully the rest of the day went pretty well after that. Or about as well as it can do when I'm working on a project that is boring enough to make me want to just go to sleep right away at my desk and not work on it. Let's see. What has been going on while we were dropping probes? I don't think we were transporting anything over here yet. Okay, we do have the energy cells there, kind of. Module prefabs. We have a few. Durasteel plates is the big thing we need. The problem is we don't have enough Durasteel plate production at the main... Well, at the oops. So... I think this station alone is a couple hours worth of production. That said, this is going to take a lot longer than a couple hours to build, so... I need... Okay. How is this place doing? This place is also short on plates, but only by like 5,000. And it has about 6,000 in storage. Okay. So we'll take the BFF, wherever it's parked around here. There it is. Trade with. Durasteel plates. Confirm. And we'll go drop them off over here at this factory. Boom. That'll get stuff started. We'll do a couple runs. Yeah, 2 runs will do for now. And then the rest we're going to want to... Actually, I'm going to have the BFF... When it's done, we'll have a flyback back here in park. And then remind me, I want to assign it to this station to haul for it. Only within this system. To distribute goods. Okay. In the meantime, let's take our friendly local acclimator. And let's trade with the trade station. Let's load the remaining Durasteel plates. And then let's trade with the local build storage. And unload said Durasteel plates. That'll get us down to almost ready to finish this place. And we'll go park back out here. Alright. So this station is going to be able to almost finish itself with what's on hand. The bastard is hauling plates. It's got a trade plan to almost fill it up. I don't remember how many plates this thing can carry in one load. Apparently it's by about 5,000 plates. Okay, that's good. So actually it does look like we will have enough plates available locally in not too long. Okay, so after the plate factory gets built, I don't think we need to build a module prefab factory here. Because the OOPS is large enough to supply that, and we can just assign a couple acclimators to haul them all here. So I think that's plenty good.
Requesting permission to dock.
Yeah.
Docking permission.
Oh, so the next thing to do will be probably engine parts. And the other bit that engine parts are also needed to build engines, whatever it was again. I'll have to look that up. Because once we have engine parts available, we'll be able to start building, or once we also build a shipyard and all that, we'll be able to actually start building movable hulks. After that will be shields, after that will be turrets, after that will be weapons. And then we'll see. But engines and shields are the 2 most important, with engines being the number 1. Because engines are all you need to build the ship. Everything else, we could take it to a nearby equipment dock and load it up. Not that the Empire has any nearby equipment docks, of course.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
That is our only...
BFF bulk freighter. Lancer patrol craft.
Hello? What do you think you're doing? I don't think it's gonna end the way you think it is, buddy. Stop shooting my BFF, damn you.
You're dead now.
Is it like a medium or something? Nah, it looks more like a fighter. Whatever it is, it's pretty heavily armored for... And of course my guns are overheated. If you think I'm getting out in front of you, you're insane, buddy.
You're dead now.
Also, I'm way faster than whatever this is.
Alright. You're making a big mistake.
No, you destroyed my BFF. I'm going to have to replace it with a different thing now. And all the Empire sells is Gazantes, which aren't half as good as that thing is.
How much longer?
I still have shields. You're almost dead. Maybe being all piratical around here was a bad idea. That wasn't a very performant ship, whatever it was. It seemed pretty tanky, though. Well, rip BFF, I guess. Okay, so that just dropped over 1,000 units of all plates. You know it didn't, or at least not that. That's not how many survived. And I don't have any freighters around here to pick it up. I think we're gonna have to do this with the Pretender, I suppose. I don't know how much the Pretender can hold, but hopefully it can hold that much. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but not too big of a deal. We probably should get the ability to build our own Gazantes soon as well. That's likely to be the first ship we can easily build. Hello? Oh, okay, that was a Pretender. I was gonna say, that better not have been another pirate ship. It looked like it's something flat and broad, so... Got a spinning cargo drone.
Cargo drone.
Cargo drone, are you shy? Do you not want to work while you're being watched? Okay, let's check inventory. It's got 10,000 capacity, which is reasonable, I think. You should be able to pick up these Durasteel plates. Unfortunately, my plan to assign the BFF to local deliveries is now, well, quite literally dead. So we're gonna have to buy a Gazanti for that. So, we should probably buy several Gazantis. Thankfully, there's a wharf right there. Okay, Gazanti. We don't want the cruiser. Let's see. The two shuttles are both craptastic, if I remember correctly. For cargo space. Yeah, of course. Okay, Imperial Armed Transport. Do high preset, which we will then adjust. We'll do all around Mark 1s, because these are just cargo ships, who cares? You will use the good shields, because the price difference between the good ones and the crap ones isn't that much. Light turbo lasers. Okay, so the quad laser, 109-degree rotation speed, 2,000 meters a second. Okay, light turbo laser. 109 degree, 2000 meter a second. Is there ever any reason why you would want to use up and output 1000? Up and output 487. Okay. 0.7 rounds per second. It doesn't even fire at a full round per second. About the light turbo laser? 0.27, okay. So this is a lot slower firing. However, it is about the same projectile speed and rotation speed. Therefore, in theory, it should be able to hit fighters just as easily. So we'll keep the light turbo lasers. No flares. No Marines. Max service crew. Okay. Select loadout. Save a loadout, I mean. Ever fear the king is here? Well, I guess if you want to think of yourself that way. Let's see. Okay. We will buy, oh, let's see, how much do these things cost? 1.6 million. I think I'll buy like 2 of them for now. I don't want too many Gazantes because they're just not that good. But some is nice. No, Marines? Well, they're just transports. Marines aren't going to be useful for transports. I have some Marines aboard my Star Destroyer, so wherever that has gotten to. Speaking of which, I need to order the Pretender to go and deliver that stuff it picked up. Trade with the build storage. Unload the Durasteel plates, and then come back and park over here again. Okay. I've got a bunch of miners in here that don't belong to me. I wish I could kick them out. I probably could kick them out if I wanted to, but I don't want to spend that much effort.
Imperial Star Destroyer 2.
Yeah, we've got like almost 200 Marines, I think, on board the Marauder. Yeah. Anyway. There are Marines available should we need them. Also, somewhere around here, I have a Neutron Star class whose entire crew is basically Marines. Yeah. Let's see, got 180 Marines on that thing too. Okay. There's a lot of parallax between those. Is this placed? Okay, no. Why is this one placed way below the... That's not a big deal, but it's weird. I thought I specifically placed a marker to move. Alright, whatever. Okay, so... the bastard is in Hoth, buying a load. That's good. Although I wish it was almost back here with one, because we could use more materials. This acclimator has finished its trading. Okay, it won't be long before this station's actually done. And this station is in progress. Okay. We get at least some of it done before we need more materials. We definitely need more Durasteel plates. Got about 30 seconds for those Kazantes. Honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and assign both of them straight to this trading station. Set them up to trade only in this system and then let them loose. Oh. Okay, those are finished. Trade for commander, group alpha. Actually, I just realized I don't think I can change their radius.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. Station trades. Only buy from us. That should do it.
Awaiting orders.
Yeah. I ultimately don't mind station supply, no restrictions, station construction trades. Only buy from us. Okay. I'm not sure what the station supply one is for versus the station trade one. There's no reason to change the build method right now. Okay. Okay, I think this will work out. Yeah. There's nothing else I need to change here. Alright. So that should be handled. Am I going to do something? I was doing something. I was looking at the map and moving units around. Making sure everything's set up right. So that this station can sell its goods. Yeah, because this station is a drop-off point for shipping all over the galaxy. Although, admittedly, not very much shipping. And its intended purpose is to supply other stations that are built or being built in this system. Okay. As the Pretender... Yes, the Pretender has done its thing. Go ahead and clear its orders. Go clear the TIE Defender's orders. Matter of fact, let's just clear the orders on everybody who's not supposed to be moving. Because if you don't clear their orders, sometimes they'll do weird things. Okay, the Marauder is ready to go. And at this point, we're just kind of waiting for stuff to happen. The Bastard is in Bespin. So it just left after loading, apparently. Where is this one? Okay. Those two apparently just left the oops. Oh. Speaking of which, how's the oops doing? Inputs are fine. It's a bit short on Durasteel plates at the moment. And we're actually slowly starting to run down the module prefabs as well, although those will probably fill up before we get more ships there. I'm tempted to buy another acclimator. Station account's pretty full. Money is slowly being made. We'll go check on the Bespin solar power plant next. Okay. Come on, autosave, hurry up. Okay, Bespin solar power plant. This is making money-ish. Okay, 5 minutes ago was the last time it paid out. Previous time was 20 minutes ago, so it is still making money at a decent rate. Okay. How is the Sunspot doing? Okay, the Sunspot is also making money at a reasonable rate. It's not fancy. And it's not paying out money to me either, apparently. It's got 66 million in its account. That might take a little while before it starts automatically paying out. Also, I can just go in and pull money out if I need to, but I'd rather wait to see what happens, see what point it starts paying out automatically. Okay, so the Sunspot's doing fine. Everything's doing fine. Except this station here, which is in the way of everything. Oops. Game. That was weird. This defense platform is here for effectively legal reasons. I should have probably stuffed it in the corner somewhere, but I put it right there. Someday that might become an actual thing, but now it kind of isn't. Oh, let's see. Oh. Okay. So all is right in the Empire. We have some Gazantes who can't figure out what they want to do. Hello? They should be trying to sell to the build storage up here. Okay. Change their trade rule. And then let's give them a little tiny bit of cash and see if that changes anything. It shouldn't, but going to bed. Yeah, see you later. That should get those Gazantes moving. I hope. They should have been moving without any of those changes, but... Okay. Let's clear their failed behavior. They are doing nothing at all. That's weird. We might have to assign them to the actual stations we want them to trade for. I was hoping by having them assigned to that station, they would go carry out the trades automatically, but apparently they're not that smart. They should be. But it doesn't seem to be figuring it out. Oh, that was a little thicker than I thought it was. We need to get a proper obstacle course built in this system. I wonder if anybody has designed a station specifically to be fun to fly around. I highly doubt it. But it'd be kind of fun to do. Design an obstacle course station.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Bonk. Dang it. Yeah, I strongly doubt anybody's ever designed. Well, I certainly have not wasted any time doing anything like that, and I'm probably the person who's most interested in doing dumb stuff like this. Anyway. I was watching Avi play a little bit of Valheim before I started stream. I need to play that game sometime again. I miss building. Also, it's ridiculous how pretty that game is. They make use of every single pixel of their textures, that's for sure. That game does not deserve to be even half as pretty as it is. With those relatively low poly models and blocky textures. And yet somehow, I think it's just mostly the lighting, honestly. The textures are good enough. And they're well done for pixely art kind of stuff. When combined with the modern lighting, it just makes the whole thing look awesome. Also, there's a Gozanti right there.
Gozanti transport.
Which one are you? That one is probably the one that's hauling the energy cells, actually. 'Cause that's not the Imperial variant. I don't think. Let's get a closer look at it. Nope, that's not the Imperial variant.
Docking granted.
It's got the red stripes.
Docking aborted.
I wonder if there's a setting in the controls. I've not looked at the controls for quite a while. But I wonder if there's a setting to change the way the throttle works. Okay, bidirectional throttle is on, which is exactly what I want. Doesn't look like there is. Also, why did I have this set to 4%? We'll drop that a little bit. Lighting is huge. The new lighting is in X4 6.0 makes a big difference, bigger difference than you're expecting. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I'm pretty excited about it though. Yeah, lighting, it's amazing how much difference lighting makes to a game. Okay, so there's no option to have absolute throttle. I'm not sure what they would call it. Let's bump that up 1%. There's no option to have, like, if I'm full ahead throttle and hit engine kill, to have it ignore the engine kill effectively, unless I'm also set the throttle neutral, which is what I'd like, because I use the engine kill to drop out of like travel drive or whatever, and I want to be able to resume without having to back off the throttle and push ahead again. Now, admittedly, I probably shouldn't be holding the throttle ahead while I'm in travel drive, but particularly for shorter jumps, Okay, that time I was nice and smooth on it, getting back on the throttle, but often I mess it up, and I wish I could have it set so that it would just momentarily kill the engines while I'm holding the button in, but have it immediately recover as soon as I let go of the button, basically, to whatever the actual stick position is.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
And I didn't see a way to do that, so... But anyway, lighting can't save bad textures and models, though. It can help a lot, but the textures and models in Valheim are, while lo-fi kind of, are good enough that, particularly if you're just kind of looking at it, it all comes together in some really beautiful scenes. And the building is fun. So, I like building in games. Especially games that have good building systems. I'm far from the most creative builder there is or anything like that, but it's fun and I like to tinker with it, so. I wonder if anybody saved the old world file from the Armco server. Because now that I have a better recording setup, I think it'd be fun to have gone back to that and done another walkthrough of my old base on that. With commentary this time. I should ask one of the guys who ran that server
Docking granted. Docking
if they saved the
aborted.
world file, and if so, can I have a copy of it, please?
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
That is assuming it would load on a the current version, which probably would. I don't think they broke save compatibility, but I don't actually know. Of course, the problem is with that game, like any other game, when I have my time quite thoroughly blocked out. Well, let's see where all the freighters are. Okay. So... they are just a few jumps away now. Okay, that's good. So that'll get us another load of stuff. These Kazantis are... oh, this explains a lot. Damn you. You're supposed to be selling stuff. And I can't modify any of these settings. If I modify these settings a little bit. So they're supposed to be taking this stuff and selling it. Instead, they're insisting on buying these parts. I don't want them to buy these parts. Okay. So, trade rules, I think, is what we're looking at for here. So, create new trade rule. Let's make it only buy from others trade rule. Restrict no factions. Boom. Okay. So in theory, it should allow us to buy from everybody who is not us. I think. We'll see if this even works. Only buy from others. And smart chips, additionally, only buy from others. So my faction is not allowed to trade those things at this station. Now, is that going to change the orders for these things? Well, not right away at least. Okay, this one has everything listed as trade. This one does not. Neither of them has moved. That's really annoying. They're flying in little circles doing nothing apparently. Well, they do have orders to fly in. Okay, now they're finally getting actual trade set up, apparently. Well, at least one of them is. Okay, yeah, this one's actually got a trade lined up now. Good. I don't know if modifications I made a difference for that, but... Oh, now this one is also showing up with the other goods listed. Okay, so they finally are broadening their horizons a little bit and actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. So that's sort of maybe possibly solved, I hope. I think. Perhaps. Now... Okay, you're going to load a module prefabs. That's fine. You really need Durasteel plates, though. I probably should just have the acclimator do that. Okay. We'll wait for the other acclimators to arrive with their goods before we worry about any of that mess. They are right here, after all. Alright. So until the acclimators arrive and drop their stuff off, let's go have a look to see how the new station, which is out there somewhere, I think. Wait, what's this over here? Somebody has been littering.
Asteroid.
Okay. That's not what I was seeing. It's just off to one side or the other of that.
Asteroid.
Is it that? No?
Asteroid.
There we go. Okay, where is that though? Oh, way out here. Okay. Space flags. Unstable crystal. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the next update brings. New lighting effects is cool and all, but I'm also kind of excited to see what new mechanics come along. Hopefully they added some new mechanics anyway.
Asteroid.
Don't really need any new mechanics, but certainly would never say no to something cool. And I definitely want to see what they do with the boron.
Asteroid.
I don't think prior to X4, we were never really given any appearance information for any of the races, were we?
Container.
I hope that wasn't what you were after. Okay, he's a rhodium miner. He's not interested in ice, probably.
Asteroid.
But anyway, I don't think we were ever really given what the other races looked like, except maybe like a 2D portrait on a menu somewhere, maybe. I can't remember if it showed any in X3, if it showed any portraits on the game starts or not. Or anywhere else for that matter. It's been too long since I played that game. Okay, I think I've swept up all the gunk around here. What do we have a gas miner here for? An A9 gas miner. Where are you from? Don't tell me this is all the way from... Oh, come on, autosave. I have a mystery to solve and you're in the way. This gas miner almost has to be all the way from Hoth. Yes, it's assigned to the Oops. Why in the hell is the Oops sending gas miners up here? No. Just no. Don't do that. It's bad.
Asteroid.
Okay. Unless they've completely mined Hoth out of gas, but I highly doubt that. That's definitely a what were you thinking kind of moment.
Mining drone. Gas collector drone. Asteroid.
Okay, that's a silicon roid.
Asteroid. Asteroid. Asteroid.
I thought I saw, like... I didn't suck up all the non-asteroid stuff around here, did I? Oops. No. Damn it, game. Okay, there we go. That's better.
Asteroid.
Unstable crystal. Right over there. Come on, loot suck, do your job. Okay, the loot suck isn't interested in doing its job very well.
Asteroid.
There's a bit of lodestone. Alright, I do believe that is most of what is going on around here. But I'd still like to know,
Gas collector drone.
what the hell do you think
A9
you're doing
gas.
here? You're a gas miner. And you're how far away from home? "15 jumps. Max gate distance to gather resources." How about no? Why? Okay. Surely I can change a setting somewhere to change the distance it's willing to go. Surely that's something I can control. I know I could set up like a blacklist, keep them from exiting certain systems. But isn't there a way I can just give them a distance limit? Apparently not. Okay, we did give him a sector activity blacklist. I guess we want them to only mine in these small area here. Failed order auto mine. And it's going way up there at auto mine as well. How about we don't allow that? Sector activities. Blacklist. I think it's a blacklist. Yeah, because by default, don't be a dingus is the normal one. So let's create a new sector activity blacklist. Okay. Restrict all factions except the where are they at? There we go. Okay. Okay. Now let's just go ahead and apply that. I do have plenty of resource probes laying around. Here. Let's hide some menus so I can see what these say. Okay, they still list them as having plenty of stuff around the resource probes. So why in the hell? Methane, helium. 0.46 and 38 respectively. Okay, what do we have up here? Helium, methane. 4.0 and 2.4. So apparently it's probably richer than one of the gases. At least. Probably significantly richer. However, that is way too far to have anybody travel for mining. I probably should just go ahead and drop more probes around this area. Because they sure seem to be refusing to mine anywhere that doesn't have a probe. Okay, so we get Tabana there, which I don't care about. Down here we can get helium and methane as well. So, I guess this is where we mine the helium. And this is where we mine the herdium. That's the terrible joke. But Tabana gas, kinda. I guess you could consider it herdium.
Mining drone.
Alright. Let us return to whence we have come. Oops. Or mic stand. And let's see. Have our supplies arrived? Yes, they have. Well, we'll load Okay, actually, how many supplies could we deliver, assuming we wanted to? We can load all the Durasteel plates we want. Okay. That is good to know. Go ahead. Load up on all the Durasteel plates that are available. Take them up here. Trade to the build storage. Boom. And then when you're done, come back here and park. Where's the other Gozanti? There it is, hauling module prefabs a few at a time. Okay, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, so that's good. This place needs Durasteel plates too. It's not going to receive them for a long time. Okay. We'll probably be able to finish everything except one, maybe two of the Imperial Harbors. This station's almost done. So yeah. Welcome to the cable spool, as I like to call it. Hello, Caesar. It's going very well indeed, albeit a little bit slowly. Spending a lot of time waiting for shipments to arrive and stuff like that, but...
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
What is that? This? This thing here is the cable spool. It's a trading station. Specifically, this is going to be the transshipment point for probably not all resources, but most resources that are shipped in from a distance are going to end up being dropped off here and then hauled to other places inside the system. Currently, this is where all hull plates and module prefabs and energy cells are delivered to. And then from here, they're hauled using medium freighters to wherever they actually need to go. Or the occasional large freighter, if I get impatient. The main thing this is going to be used for eventually is probably energy cells, definitely, possibly food and stuff like that later when I start getting workforces going. But it serves the purpose of being a central location I can just order everything to and then distribute using automated freighters. But anyway, and then the first actual industry in the system, which I have not actually visited.
Factory.
Let's go check this place out. This place is going to be making hull plates, or, Durasteel plates. In industrial quantities. Any new warships? Outside of the Marauder? Nope. The Marauder, of course, being the ISD I bought a couple streams ago now. I think a couple streams ago now. Yeah, we really haven't seen much new development on that front. Okay. Looks like they haven't gotten very far with this thing yet. They're still working on the first docking arm. This is going to be pretty impressive when it's done. All of this is for Durasteel plates. That's it.
I was asked to drop my cargo.
Steam is weird. What's Steam doing now? Also, who's being harassed by pirates? TIE shuttle. Okay. Imperial pirate, huh? Interesting. It looks different. I don't know. I haven't opened Steam directly in a little while now, I guess. I use Playknight to launch all my games. So basically I just use Steam as a store. Except in the Steam Deck, where I do use Steam as the launcher. But obviously that has looked different from normal Steam for a long time now. Although I haven't used my Steam Deck for about a week now. Well, that's not true. I did start it up today and make sure it was all updated and stuff. It was starting to get dusty, and I figured I better make sure that that doesn't happen. It's a marvelous little device, but I tend to be very hot and cold about using it. When I do use it, I use it a lot. When I don't use it, I don't use it for a while. Partially because I spend so much time just sitting in front of a monster computer that does everything the Steam Deck can do and a lot more, except be portable. But it is really nice when I be away from my computer for a while or something like that. Or when I just feel like kicking back in my chair.
Damage is getting serious.
Well, I'm afraid you are too far away from me to come intervene, so you're gonna have to just go get lucky. I fear this may be the end of the TIE shuttle. I'm pretty sure that the version of this model that's in vanilla is broken up. But then I never did. Those don't have collision. I don't know if there's a way to get that repaired or not, though. That's the main thing, I guess. Or somebody could have just took the model and fixed it up. That would be cool. Okay, like, are these supposed to be broken off, or are they supposed to just not connect like that? Because they look pretty similar to these ones, which do connect. Just they don't go the whole way. When flying at them from this direction, the shadows make them look like they're supposed to be mangled, but looking at them from a different angle, where the shadows aren't making them look weird, they just kind of look like they end. I know that apparently there was a client update released for Steam just recently that makes the new big picture mode the default for that. But I don't know what else might have changed. Okay, there are large sections of this that have no collision. Does all of it have no collision? Huh. Okay, what about over here? Okay, this stuff definitely has collision. It's just this part that's ghostly. Okay. And this part definitely has collision as well. Interesting. Big picture's awful. Have you tried the new big picture? Because supposedly it's based on the Steam Deck interface, which is pretty nice, actually. The old big picture is pretty awful, yeah, for sure. I should see what the new Steam interface looks like, if there is a new one, which I do believe you that there is. Let's take a look here. Library. No. If there's an update, I haven't got it yet. It still looks the same as ever. Tried closing it, can't open it back up unless you restart the computer? Really? That's weird. Just updated like an hour ago? Okay, well then I probably haven't gotten hit with it yet. It'll bug me eventually to update, and I'll let it do it, and then we'll see what it's like. Yeah, because I know I installed a fairly recent update on the Steam Deck today. That had a long list of things that were new and changed. Okay. Well,
Awaiting orders.
with there being no collision on the outer ring, this place is extra boring to fly around. And there we get hit with an autosave. The fighters in this mod don't seem to be nearly as dynamic and fun as the fighters in vanilla. The thrusters don't have nearly as much effect. The changes to the shield regen, so that they regenerate more like the big ships did. Why am I putting that over there? Let's put it over here where it's easier to reach. Anyway. The changes to the shield regen, all that kind of stuff, it just makes fighter combat, I don't know, feel less interesting. They still fly pretty decently. And the maneuverability is good and all that. They're a bit slower than I would like, but... Okay, that's where we just came from. Over there is the Pretender and friends, which means right over there is the trade station. Restarted the computer, now there's a new update again, probably a hot fix. Oh, if there's weirdness going on, then I would not be surprised. Nowadays, at least, Valve usually fixes things that are broken pretty quickly. Okay. For all that they're a company that makes money nowadays instead of games, they are still good at
Docking
software,
granted. Docking aborted.
mostly.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
Okay, so where are my transports? Corinthium. Okay, so they're just a couple jumps away from getting another load. Good deal. And the TIE shuttle apparently survived so far. Apparently it's still fighting. Okay, this guy's no longer listed as Imperial Pirate. Now it says HTP. That'd be Hut Cartel. Okay. A little bit surprised nobody's coming to my rescue, but I suppose Hut Cartel is probably friendly with the Empire. Um, let's see if I can change your instructions here. Default response to attack, escape. I don't particularly feel like use judgment is all that useful. Either fighters are too tanky or anti-fighter guns can't hit the side of a space station-sized barn. I did go ahead and launch my
Docking granted.
my fighter wings when I was taking this system, rather than try to let the anti-fighter guns on the Star Destroyer handle the problem. But I really haven't gotten into any fighter dog fights. I can't really say how tanky fighters are. Bonk. Except that one against the pirate. I'm not sure if that was a medium ship or a fighter, though. It was about tanky enough to be a medium ship.
Docking aborted.
Okay. Full screen's off and you can't move it to full screen using the white area? Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Some of these. Okay. So it's really generous about the bonk. It's really generous about how it pushes you away from stuff that you're gonna
Docking permission granted.
graze. Which is pretty cool. I don't know how anybody could fly in this game in third person. It would drive me nuts in short order. You do have these rings out in front of you to help a little bit with guiding your shot, but because of the angle, I don't know. I suppose it would kind of be okay. After all, I did play a lot of Freelancer from this point of view. It would definitely take some getting used to, though, let's put it that way. Okay, so let's see how things are going. Not there. Although I should probably check that out too. I need to assign a manager to this station now that I think about it. We'll grab some random person from the Pretender. Manager, skill. Boom. You work somewhere else for me. Role, manager, assign. Okay, there we go. You fly third person sometimes. Yeah, it just feels weird. I'm definitely not used to it anymore. I used to play a lot of Freelancer. And of course, that was how you flew in Freelancer. But we're going to have to start buying miners for this soon. Really, we don't need to actually start buying any miners until we actually start producing the Durasteel plate production. Or until we get close to being able to buy that. For one thing, a lot of the containers aren't going to be there until then. You can fly third person, combat in third person to drive you nuts. Well, one of these days, I will get Freelancer running again. And we'll blitz through the campaign, the storyline. Because it is a pretty cool story and is a fun game to play. Unfortunately, it does not work with a joystick at all. As in, there's no way to even make it supported if you would like to. You can kind of do it using mouse simulation, but it is absolutely... yeah. It doesn't work very well. Put it that way.
Taking serious damage.
I told you to flee, you dumbass. What are you doing? Here. Dock and wait. For some reason it's doing... there we go. For some reason it was on attack, and I specifically wrote its orders and told it to flee instead in all cases. Apparently it didn't refresh its stuff. But if I was going to play through Freelancer on stream, I would definitely be using a save editor to give myself infinite money, effectively. Because while younger me totally didn't mind doing missions and stuff to make the money I needed to advance the story, current me would be less interested, shall we say. Particularly having done and seen everything there is to see and do in that game. You have X, Y, A, B, X for filtering, Y for sort, by 3 dashes as options. Those are for gamepad buttons. So if you're trying to use big picture without a gamepad, it's not going to work.
Docking permission granted.
Normal Steam shouldn't be showing button prompts like that at all. Unless they made some really serious changes. I can't wait to get some proper industry in this place. It's being built, but it's gonna take a long time. Just to get all the materials here, for one thing. But thankfully we have construction happening at the same time as material hauling, so that'll compress the time a little bit. How much got done on... okay, now that we're not worrying about the stupid pirate anymore. How much got done on this since the last time I looked at it? Okay. 2 docking arms are done. They're working on the second docking arm, I think. I would assume. Yeah. They're going to finish the first 4 docking arms, and then we'll get the top 2, basically the whole top of the station gets done next. And then they build the bottom of the station. When the bottom of the station's built, or when it's starting to get built, is when we're going to start assigning miners and stuff to it. That's the idea anyway. That'll be a little while. As for the trading station, it is currently going to be fine. We'll be able to finish all except the last harbor module up there. It already has all of the storage in place. Speaking of which, let's check to make sure we have everything adjusted properly. Energy cells. I already have that set to 1,000,000. Okay, durasteel plates. Let's go ahead and set these to buy 100,000 Durasteel plates. And we will allocate. I should have done the allocation first. Buy up to 100,000. Okay. Module prefabs. We will also allocate up to 100,000 storage. That's way too much storage, by the way, but oh well. Energy cells, I think we have 1 million assigned. Yeah, okay. Looks like we got the droid parts we needed. We'll clear the trade restrictions on those. We still have the smart chips on order, which we definitely should get them because I would like to have some trade drones available at my trading station. But we should have a decent amount of free storage available, so we can easily allocate more storage, more materials. Eventually we're going to want food, medical supplies, and all the other worker resources that we need assigned here, probably. That is assuming we don't build our worker stuff in this system, which we very well might. We might store some here anyway, though. But anyway. I should probably... Stuff just needs to get built, and built faster. I think my... let's check the construction ships to make sure they're not weird. Like, make sure they're still loaded up with max drones and all that fun stuff. Okay. They have 144 construction drones, 10 repair, 5 cargo on that one. And this one has 140 construction, 10 cargo, 10 repair. Okay. Active are 30. So they definitely have enough drones. That one's got 50 active. We're not short on drones. Oh, my first run. Some of my construction ships would weirdly lose their drones very quickly. I can never quite figure out why. Don't know, maybe it was Xenon showing up and killing them, but I didn't really think there was any Xenon close to any of my stations. Or those stations anyway. Looks like the last dock module has halted construction. Yep. We're 6 minutes away from finishing because we don't have enough Durasteel plates. And we have no Durasteel plates in storage. Or one in storage. I don't think there's any way to allow us to get rid of the last one automatically. Because I can't say sell all but 0. Or can I? No. Boo. Okay. That's a bit unfortunate. But the next time we receive a load of Durasteel plates, we'll drop some off here and then take the rest out to that other new station, and that should allow us to keep building for quite some time. Are the Kazantis still running? Yes, they are, and they're still hauling probably prefabs? Yes, prefabs. Okay. How are we doing on prefabs, by the way? Okay. We're not going to run out just anytime soon. The Kazantis will fill this up eventually. Energy cells. How are we doing on energy cells here? 74k. That's not too bad. Considering we just have a single Gazanti hauling energy cells in right now. Eventually, we're going to want at least an acclimator hauling energy cells. We'll see. I'll worry about that when we start running low. We're probably going to have to increase the size of the sunspot. Or even possibly build a second station to help the sunspot. I'm not sure if I want to increase the size of the sunspot or if I want to build more sunspots. Probably increase the size, because that'd be... Well, unless we set up traders deliberately to buy energy cells and bring them back to this station, but that would be more complicated than they need to be, let's put it that way. Because I don't think there's any way to assign... I don't think there's any way to assign... Yeah. We can't directly control a group in any way, as in... Now this would be a really nice feature if you could assign to a specific trader group blacklists and stuff like that. So if you can have a trader group who is only allowed to trade certain resources, for example, instead of just allowing the AI to do whatever they feel is best. But that's not a big deal. Realistically, we'll probably just assign an acclimator to do a fixed route between two stations and then call it a day. Because I think there's room on the sunspot. Yeah, there's room on the sunspot to put another level on easily. And this doesn't have to be a very high volume station as far as... Yeah, like how much energy cell storage do I have? 1 million? Yeah, that's a lot of buffer. If we have an acclimator or two hauling out of here. It's producing almost 500,000 an hour, so that's a lot of ship you'd have to have flying back and forth to keep that supplied. Actually, how much could we load on an acclimator? Come on, I'll save, hurry up. I should just be able to grab this acclimator, which is currently doing a grand total of nothing. Trade with the sunspot. Okay, we can haul 72,000 per trip. That would take several acclimators to keep up with just the thing it is, the size it is now. Do I have anything in the build storage? No. Okay. Actually, wait. Transfer with the build storage. Oh, I have 500 Dursteel plates. Do I want to send an acclimator after that? Sure, it's not doing anything useful anyway. I guess now with the BFF dead, it's either down to the acclimator or grabbing one of the grabbing the pretender or grabbing one of the Gazantis who are otherwise busy. Okay. So I'll take care of the resources aboard the sunspot. Anyway. Return to talking about Freelancer a little bit. That game was not really want to say developed by, but designed by or whatever, the same guy who's designed Star Citizen. Except midway through development at some point, the publisher went, hey buddy, whoa, slow down. You need to actually finish a game. And so they kicked him out and had somebody else actually finish the damn thing. And wouldn't you know, when you actually force somebody to finish one of his games, it works out to be a pretty good game. When you just let the idiot do whatever he feels like doing, well, you end up with Star Citizen and nothing ever gets done. Or you end up with Freelancer before the publisher stumped on him. There was a whole bunch of things planned for Freelancer that never made it. Largely because there just wasn't time to do it. Things like dynamic economy. In Freelancer, as it shipped, every material had a fixed price at a given station, and you didn't have to worry about the prices changing over time. Which was a bad thing, yes, but also, hey, the game got shipped, didn't it? How old is Freelancer? Old enough that it's kind of hard to run on a modern PC. You have to get a bunch of third-party patches and stuff. Not sure how old it actually is. Let's look. Get over here, Google. Where'd you go? There we go. Freelancer release date. Freelancer came out in March 4, 2003.
Requesting permission to dock. Docking permission granted.
And I didn't encounter it until it was $10 in a CD case at Staples. So I didn't get to it when it was new, let's put it that way. It actually would have been 2007 when I first played it. But it was an amazing game then, and it remains... I kind of hesitate to call it an amazing game now. But it is a very good game now. Flight control is strictly with the mouse. There's no possibility of any other way of controlling your ship. Which is not great. But it is reasonably competently done as far as, it feels good to fly with a mouse in that game. It's not like blow your socks off, amazing dogfighting or anything like that. But it's fun. And it has a pretty good story. I really wish they would have made a Freelancer 2 and maybe, continued the story somehow or something like that. But alas, it never happened. But oh well. Can't have everything, I guess. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they just flat out rebooted it with maybe make a minor variation on the original story, or flat out just keep the original story and all its details. New graphics. Stitch a little bit of basic dynamic economy on top of it. Tweak the systems a little bit to make them slightly more interesting. I don't know what other games his studio worked on. Or who all he worked for in between then when he started Cloud Imperium. He did make the Wing Commander, I think it was, games before that. But if I remember correctly, he had somebody riding herd on him then, too. But don't quote me on that one. But I know he at least had some involvement with making the Wing Commander games.
Docking granted. Docking aborted.
It's part of why everybody was so hyped about Star Citizen when it was announced. Was because, oh, it's being made by the same guy who made Freelancer and the and Wing Commander games. This is going to be awesome. Well, okay, it might have been awesome, but it also, never got finished. And nowadays it feels more like they care about money than they care about actually making the game. Oh well, I'm glad I never bought into that mess, let's put it that way. I still get to see it because I hang out around a lot on the Armco Discord a lot, and there's a large number of Star Citizen nut jobs on there. Someday, somebody will make the perfect space sim that has everything you could ever possibly want and actually gets completed and isn't buggy and most importantly, isn't an MMO. It's incomprehensible how some of these games have packages that price in the thousands. Well, some people have more money than brains. I wish I was one of those people. When it was first announced, I was really hyped about it because I so badly wanted more good space games. But then I heard it was going to be multiplayer only, and that just basically killed any interest I might have had. And nowadays, I do have the capability to play a multiplayer only space game if I wanted to. Whereas I didn't then. But since then, any interest I might have been able to work up for Star Citizen has been successfully strangled. Just the way the ship packages work and everything, it's like, no, just no. You've raised a ton of money already. And what do we have to show for it 10 years later? A buggy game that hardly works. Yeah, I'm not interested in Atlas either. And I'm not interested in Ark either, for that matter. I played a little bit of Ark once upon a time long ago. I think I even own a copy of Ark still. Like, I played Ark back in the days before I had internet, so the only way I would have got it would have been if I had acquired it, shall we say, on a library computer. Nowadays, I think I own a copy. I don't even remember where I got it or why. But it certainly wasn't because I bought it because I was interested in playing Ark. It was kind of okay. And it was also, like, janky as heck and wasn't that much fun. And then when I heard Atlas was just the Ark engine, but with ships, it was like, how about no? There's a lot of people on Armco who are super hype about it, though. It's kind of surprising. You name a bad game and you'll have a large community on the Armco Discord for it. Atlas is a pirate game that flopped, yeah. Admittedly, the only reason it's popular on Armco is because they basically use it as a platform to do a lot of cool RP stuff, I guess. I don't know. But basically, it's Ark, but they replace the dinosaurs with piratical themed stuff and some kind of ship system. Like the Armco server, it would be your first time with the server other than... Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some games that I wouldn't otherwise consider unless it was like a group of Armco guys playing it. It tends to be a pretty fun bunch. But I don't think I'm willing to debase myself quite enough to play Atlas with them. Wouldn't call it a flop. That game was a huge hit. The Chinese hackers took over. Well, it just wasn't supported past release very much. Or wasn't supported properly, maybe I should say. I think it was popular for a little while, yeah.
Docking permission granted.
You did like Ark at first, however, as they added more and more dinos that kill you, kind of lost interest. Okay, they are releasing updates, but okay, to be clear, I don't play Atlas. What I know about Atlas is what I've heard mostly on the Armco Discord, and from what I heard about it when I was researching, thinking about buying it at one point. Now, what I've heard when I was researching buying it is that it's Ark with ships, and that kind of killed my interest right there, and I went away. Later, I ran into Armco. And what they have to say about the updates that come out periodically are less than charitable, shall we say. They do not have high opinions of what the developers are doing to the game, apparently. But anyway. And I just don't like the kind of gameplay that it's trying to push either, so... I do like survival games, if they're the right kind of survival game. Like, for example, I like Valheim. Well, most of what I like in Valheim is building. And I did like playing Crown and Exiles. But, once again, most of what I liked doing in that game was building. And when I got tired of whatever I was building at the time, I just kind of stopped playing, and that was the end of that. Yeah, it is commendable that they are still updating it, but... yeah, apparently the sailing mechanics are well reviewed. You can get wasted to say good things about the sailing mechanics, and he's pretty salty about that kind of thing normally. There's not very many games with any kind of sailing mechanics that he likes, let's put it that way. I like sailing in Valheim, for that matter. It's pretty simplistic as far as such systems would go, but it's particularly fun if you get in a storm or something and you're sailing up and down the big old waves. And I don't think the larger longboats can capsize, but I don't want to find out either. I don't know if a raft can capsize or not for that either, I guess, when I think about it.
Docking aborted.
But it sure feels like you could. Actually, now that I think about it, I do think I saw a video on, was it Reddit maybe?
Docking granted. Docking
Of somebody
aborted.
capsizing in one of the small boats in Valheim? I don't remember. It's been too long since I paid much attention to that game, honestly. I really need to play it again, though, because I'd like to build another castle. First day of release, you spent 8 hours in a raft sailing across the map. That sounds...
Acclamator 1 transport.
Oh, there's a load of good stuff. This is the ship that's hauling the pure steel plates. That sounds like a lot of time spent in a raft, let's put it that way. I've sailed reasonable voyages on a raft before, but I try to keep them relatively short, otherwise it gets to be a bit much. Helping out a streamer group of 30 people, claimed one of the bigger islands, needed supplies. What was I looking for? Oh yes, I was going to figure out. That's the wrong screen. I was going to figure out. That is also the wrong thing. Okay, 3,161 Durasteel plates. Where is my acclimator? Oh, was getting plates, that's right. Okay. It is almost back. Good deal. Yeah. Ever seen Arcblade? It's janky. Very janky. For one thing, for example, there's flying dinosaurs that you can build on. So imagine you have a flying dinosaur with a giant house built on it. The ridiculousness cannot be overstated. Yeah, I'm really not very... I was about to say I'm not very big on PvP in games, but that's kind of an understatement. I am really, really, really not big on PvP in games. Except maybe a little bit of something like Team Fortress or something like that occasionally. Where it is super casual. Or maybe the occasional tiny bout. Basically, a super casual PvP, maybe. But I'm just not particularly enthused about PvP. I'm particularly not enthused about effectively non-consensual PvP. So any kind of pirate game, like say a Sea of Thieves or something like that, yeah, it's a giant nope from me. Which is one thing I really like about Valheim, the way the PvP works. If you want to engage in a little bit of PvP, for the silly of it or whatever, you can turn it on, and then you can only fight with the people who have it turned on, and it's easy to turn back off again. And if you don't want PvP, you just leave it off. Problem solved. Biggest gripe was it took 3 or 4 hours to build a medium-sized ship and another 4+ to outfit with weapons and supplies, and about 3 minutes to lose it all in glorious battle. Yeah. That's one reason why I don't like PvP in games. For example, I own a copy of Rust that I got through... I don't remember how I got it anymore. I don't think I bought it directly, but I might have got it in like a package deal with something else. I wonder if I got it... I think I might have got it at the same time as I bought Scum on Humble or something like that. But I don't remember if I bought Scum on Humble or not. I bought a pack of something on Humble. I think it might have come with Rust. Anyway, I don't remember how I got it, but I got a copy of Rust from somewhere. I don't think it was free, but I bought it from someplace. I definitely wasn't buying it to get Rust, whatever I bought. But I have a copy of Rust, and I tried it for a very short period of time once. my poor innocent self was wandering around trying to figure out how to gather materials, and I gathered a little bit of some stuff that was basically worthless, and it's like, oh, okay, starting to get the hang of this, and then some idiot showed up and yelled at me in Russian and after they shot me. It's like, yeah, okay, you know what, how about we don't? I have much better things I could be doing with my time than being yelled at in Russian by some idiot who just shot me. Basically, I don't know why I even tried playing on a... I don't know why I even tried playing it now. I don't know what was going through my brain. I know better than play any kind of survival game on a public server, but... And yet, there I was.
Granting permission to dock.
Docking permission granted.
I wouldn't even consider playing something that I actually enjoyed, like Valheim, on a public server. That just wouldn't happen. Yeah, there we go. Caesar's got a pretty good description of Ark. Back when I first played Ark, I don't think there were really many dinosaurs that had buildable platforms on them. There was like a few, maybe. But I understand nowadays they've gone far off the ridiculous deep end. I guess there's some kind of weirdo sci-fi story to Ark. I don't know if it was really a thing back when I first played it. But it definitely is a thing now. And apparently it progresses across the multiple different maps. So if you actually wanted to see all there is of the story for yourself, you'd have to play through all the maps and explore them in great detail, and yeah. I guess Ark is pretty popular still with a certain kind of roleplay player. Although I'm not sure
Awaiting orders.
why. Someday, somebody will make a survival game that has lots of fun mechanics, good physics, good performance, and good graphics, all at the same time. So far, I don't think there's a single person who's even got close to managing it. Yeah, but it is not this day. Everything is missing at least one of those things. And sometimes multiple of them. I kind of want to try Grounded at some point, too. Because that looks fun. But it doesn't look like the kind of thing I would enjoy long term, you know? It looks like the kind of thing you'd play once for the novelty of it. And, you know, get a playthrough done and build some cool stuff and then move on. After you got tired of the spiders. Yeah, I think Af said that he was planning to play it with Abby at some point. And that I would probably be welcome to come along and play with them. So that's probably what I'd end up doing if I was going to actually play that game. But, at some point, when I work out a time to do it, aka when I'm not flying pointlessly in circles around a station, I might run a Valheim server. Because that sounds like it'd be fun. Okay, so how are things going over here? Alright, we should grab a load of Durasteel plates and haul them over there now that they're available. I think the freighter is back. Yes, it is. Okay, how many do we need? 2,386. Okay. 2,386. And then we trade with the build storage. Boom. Yeah. I think if I could rustle up enough community members anyway, that a community Valheim would be fun. Assuming AF doesn't do a community Valheim first, which might actually happen. We'll see. I don't know of any specific plans to do such a thing, but I know he's talked about it in the past. Because if AF does a community Valheim, then, well, I'm sure most of you guys are also watch him and would probably be welcome even if you don't. I mean, as long as you're not a jerk or something. But anyway, in any case, that's all things that would happen in the distant future. But I really want to play more Valheim at some point, because I do kind of miss that game. The last time I played any serious amount of it was when it had first released. And Armco ran that server for a while. That was a pretty cool server. I wonder, you know, I'm going to try to see if I can get a hold of that, see if anybody has that save file still. Because if anybody has that save file, I think it'd be fun to do a stream exploring the server and looking at all the builds and stuff that were there. Because there was a pretty well-developed teleporter network, and it wouldn't be hard to find most of the stuff. Assuming it all, you know, still low to the current version. You want to get up? Now there's a kitten sleeping on me. Speaking of animals on people, Caesar. Last night when I got home, and I already told this story, but there was only a couple people on stream at the time, so I'm going to tell it again. Last night I got home, and I opened my car door and started to swing my leg out, and all of a sudden, something had a hold of my leg. To say I was startled would be a slight understatement. And I may have referred to whatever it was as the child of a female canine before I realized that that was indeed exactly what it was. It was the boss's fairly young and very fluffy and also very, very dark black collie puppy. And it decided to come greet me and leapt upon my leg with all four paws. I was very startled, to say the least. I'm pretty sure I didn't do any thrashing around, but I was maybe loud for a second or two. No screaming, just yelling at whatever it was. Well, it was a dog. It turned out to be a dog. And then the little bastard followed me around and tried to slip into the house after me. Wasn't terribly enthused about that. I'd prefer if it stayed outside, thank you very much. But anyway, it was, in retrospect, pretty funny. Although less so at the time. Because it wasn't a very bright night in the first place. And I parked my little car right beside the pickup. So, big pickup, little car. Not much light getting down between the two. And here comes the pitch black little dog who wasn't making any noise. Anyway. How is the building doing here? Okay, we're just a couple Durasteel plates short of finishing this place as well. We will worry about that later, I think. This place is getting a steady stream of module prefabs from the Gazantes. Its Durasteel plates are about ready to arrive. It's not starving for any construction. It started construction of the upper segment here. So we could actually assign miners to it already, but it's not worth it. Although we need to start saving money so we can buy the miners for this. Because we're going to need a bunch of them. Once that's done, then we're going to build an engine factory like here or here maybe. But in any case, that can happen later because it's 10:40, so I'm going to go ahead and save my game. Apparently, I haven't quick saved for a very long time. And I can't use my hotkey because the desk is set low, and if I did, it would get the normal end screen that cuts my head off instead of the low desk end screen. All right. Half is playing Valheim. And looks like Avi and Wasted are playing MechWarrior 5 together. Yeah, let's rate Af. I know, it's a very strange thing for me to do. I never do it any other time. That's sarcastic, by the way. But let's rate Af. He deserves more viewers. He's a cool guy. All right, well, thank you all very much for showing up. Not a whole lot of interesting things happened tonight, but progress was made. Goods were shipped. Stuff was built. It'll probably be a little while until stuff gets finished building, but stuff was built. Tomorrow is, I do believe, Thursday, which means Barotrauma in the evening. Barotrauma starts about 9:30, so before that we'll be doing something else. I'm not sure what. But some short stream of something, and then we'll go into Barotrauma, and we're probably going to play that until 1 or 2 in the morning. Which is very, very late indeed for me to be streaming. Although I normally stay up about that late anyway, so shh, don't tell anybody. It'll be with Af and a bunch of people from his community, and maybe a few from my community if they show up as well. We'll see. In any case, hopefully I see you all there, and I better go actually click the raid button before that little purple bar runs out. So, I will see you all tomorrow, and Caesar will indeed be there. Good night. Goodbye. I have a 5-second timer. See you later.